This podcast of storytellers would like to acknowledge the first storytellers whose land we are recording on today, the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. We would like to pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging. We acknowledge them and other Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples whose culture lives on today in Naarm, the city Melbourne. Theirs is the oldest in the world and their sovereignty was never ceded. Hello, all you baddie benders and babes, and welcome to the Book of War. One baddie. One baddie.
Singular baddie.
Avatar Legends, real play. The story of 4 runaways seeking the Book of War in a world without the Avatar. My name is Jesse Thomas, and I play Minh FANG, the Foundling. He, him, a repressed runaway lava bender who made a new home for themselves in the Northern Water Tribe while hiding from deadly family secrets. There we go.
Obligations.
Buddy. No, it's sick. Like,
Just come on, man.
Just come on, man.
Let me have one. So my main fact for today is that Minh is really really uncomfortable right now, because he doesn't know really how to feel with this.
About what?
This firebending or this Fire Nation lady that is, taking him around the hot springs and showing him the island, because he's like, if baddie, why pretty? He's like really confused. He's like, you guys you're evil and you suck and your eyes look pretty in the light. Go away. Like he's really uncomfortable right now because his entire life these people have been the bad guys.
Yeah.
And then there's just this nice person. He's like, what the hell?
Wow, rude. What's Banji been to you for the last year?
You
two did not get along to begin with.
Yeah, Banji's the exception to the rule.
Yeah.
But that's what he thought.
Exception that proves the
Now
rule.
his worldview is being shattered.
Hi, my name is Lucas. I play Tomo, the hammer, he, him, a combustion bender freed from his past demons and ready to unleash his full power to right all the wrongs in the world and to protect his newfound family. Tomo fact. I think a lot about, lately how to make sure I'm not just putting myself in the show, how to make Tomo different from myself. And I think I really haven't come up with much. I think it's more like Tomo hides everything and Lucas the person is an oversharer. So in that spirit, I'm going to overshare right now. I have an ulcer on my tongue.
Oh!
Thank God.
Yeah, that could have been that could have gone anywhere with Lucas. I was really stressed out.
That's okay.
Thank you for your service.
You're
being here
welcome.
today.
Yeah, thanks for sharing, question mark.
It's really painful every time I speak.
Hello, everyone. My name is Georgie Hazel, and I play Nuro, the Destined, they, she, he, a runaway from the strange and mystical foggy swamp. Once a lone wanderer, now part of a pack, Nuro finds himself navigating a world more complex and mysterious than they ever knew. But every step they take forward, the shadow of the swamp grows bigger. And my Nuro fact today is, sit down, children. I'm going to tell you a story. I like to think that obviously the Foggy Swamp Tribe, they have a huge connection to nature, waterbending, through waterbending especially. So I like to imagine that a lot of their any kind of days of celebration or traditions are kind of based around that. And I like to imagine with all the wild, weird weather that happens around Foggy Swamp, just weird energies clashing, that there's often maybe too much of a backflow sometimes, or water that comes in and makes everything overgrown in certain channels. And so once a year, the tribe gets together and they pull up all of these massive overgrown vines from this area that just gets too much water and nutrients flowing in. And these vines are massive, 50 meters long. And I like to think that they make not only do they all work together to kind of get these vines out, but they ride them. And that they do it, this called vine winding. And it's actually
that's great.
they make races out of it where from one end of a river to another, they control these vines. They're slippery and wet, so it requires a lot of control and balance. And the most skilled can just whip these vines out in just weird directions and roller coaster.
I'm just picturing there's someone that, as they fall over,
Yeah.
fine out.
Fine out. Oh my God. So I imagine that Nuro is one of the best, but is only second par to their mother.
Oh,
Yeah.
strong.
Hello, everybody. My name's Ted Darling, and I play Banji the Guardian, he, him, a runaway from the Fire Nation army who now fights to safeguard a future amidst the chaos of war, for the vulnerable, for his family, and maybe even for himself. My Banji fact for today is that when Banji was young, he was friends with Dicella and Dicella's brother. And in fact, one of the first people that he did some cool firebending moves was to them, to try and impress them. And he never really knew whether he wanted to impress Dicella or her brother more. But he liked the gaze from both of them. So
You like the gaze from both of them?
what? Yeah.
The gays.
Like the gaze with your eyes.
Oh, I see.
I couldn't.
The gays, the gals.
The gays and the gales. No,
He enjoyed showing off for both of them.
Yes. Interesting. I like that.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ash. I'm the Grand Master of this particular adventure, and I have some exciting news. We are releasing our first merchandise. Get it, guys? Get it around the table?
You're so clever.
So yeah, we've teamed up with M3 Dice, who have put together a wonderful set. And it's a combination of a few different things. So we've got a full adventure type set, your 7 die run through, and each of them are different colors that are related to the show. We've got the logo. We've got one for each of the characters. We've even got a goose monkey themed one. And so that's the main 7. But the other amazing thing about it is because we play a game that is just 2d6, they're actually making them up so that you can get them in any of those particular colors. So you can get your favorite character's color dice. That's a hard thing to say. But you can actually get them, and they look absolutely gorgeous.
They're beautiful.
Yeah, they're-
Oh, I'm in love with Minh.
Yeah.
I love our group one, the one with all the colors. It actually looks like almost like an opal to me, like the red, blues, and
Yeah, the D20 is so rainbow in the most wonderful way. Even the numbers on them are all done in different colors, which is just great. You can see that at n3dice.com. You can also see them at thebookofwarpodcast.com. Yeah, I highly recommend that you check them out, and we're very, very excited. And thank you so much to Ash, because what a great name. Thank you so much for Ash at M3 Dice for joining us on this exciting adventure.
Thanks, Ash.
I'm so honored.
thank you,
Yeah.
Ash.
And with that, Jesse, roll the music.
That's a 6.
Hang on,
Better than usual.
I'm going to spend a fatigue.
And then we can start the show. When we last left off, we had a few different things going. We've split the party once again, as has always worked well
So
when
sorry.
Going to random places.
If it's worth mentioning, when I was trying to be sneaky, it was to split the party only in half perfectly, not necessarily 3 and 1 again, like last episode, like the episode before.
It's 3 and 2. Sorry, it's 1 and 2 and 1.
Oh, true.
We are 1 and 2
You're
and
not
1.
with Banji?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have Minh Fang, who is currently talking to the ever so lovely Dicella. We have Tomo and Nuro sitting on a rooftop spying on Banji.
Yes.
And Banji, who has just walked through his front gate.
Yeah.
Now, last time we had a torturous moment that involved Banji. I left everyone waiting for about half an hour before we got to it. I'm not doing that this time. Banji,
Yes.
give us a little bit of what's going through your heart right now.
Banji is relieved. He didn't know what he was going to face when he came to this island. He's surprised and is sort of like, what's going on? Because with the way that Hana was speaking, he assumed it the worst. And for him to come back and for one of his old friends to meet him at the docks, and then to go up to his mum and dad's house and his mum be there totally chill.
I do not recall whether I finished with her hugging you or whether I did. Okay.
Yeah.
Hug Anna, come on inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, actually, we called the others out, was how I remember
Oh,
it
okay.
ending.
Yeah.
But yes, either way, there is currently a big embrace.
Yeah, and it feels good. It's Banji's been fearing this moment for a long time, and the fact that it's gone well is a huge weight off his shoulders.
I think that you hear your father come out and he says, I recognize it here anyway. Hey! And he runs out and gives you a big cuddle. Now, everyone, I decided that I already can't do Scottish accents, let alone the amount that I'm going to have to do in this entire episode. I've just decided that he's unintelligible the entire time.
But that means this is the problem, though. Ted has to respond as if he does understand.
Yeah, perfect.
But he doesn't. He doesn't know what you said. So you have to agree with whatever Ted says.
Not necessarily.
No,
Not necessarily.
So much power here, Ted. Ride that wave.
Yeah.
Right. He gets involved in this hug as well. I think your mother separates just long enough to let him get some arms in underneath.
Banji reciprocates and is giving everyone a very big hug.
And before too long, you don't even hear any words he says, but there is someone hugging you from behind, and you're certain it's your granddad.
Yeah.
Has to be.
Hi, Granddad, everyone, I'm home, I'm back.
Rather than try and do three voices all at once, they all have a little bit of revelry and give you a bit of a hair tussle. And before too long, you're dragged inside.
Yep.
Somewhere between lovingly and forcibly. I think your mother is complaining about you looking far too thin at the moment, and we better get you some actual food.
Yeah, nice.
And you are sitting around the table, and no one is saying anything. There is tea poured. There is freshly buttered bread. There is an array of food, and all of it feels so familiar. And everyone is busying themselves around the kitchen while just laying eyes on you, but no one's saying anything.
I think Banji's just sitting at the table and he's watching everyone go about their business with a big smile on his face. And he's lost in the moment. He's, like I said in the last episode, it's almost like since he stepped foot on the island, he's been in a bit of a trance, and he kind of feels that now, is just sort of basking in the glow of his family just doing the most mundane things in life, because he feared the worst.
Before too long at all, there is an absolute feast. As far as, a mid-morning tea would go, there is an absolute feast in front of you. And all three of them are sitting on the far side of the table, staring at you and smiling.
How have you all been?
Hey, we've been doing well, lad. We've been waiting for news of your triumphant return.
What have you heard?
Nothing major. We knew that you got that fancy promotion to sergeant.
Right. Has nobody come and spoken to you since then?
For what, lad? That strange haircut you get?
Oh, dear. Okay. Listen, there's something that I need to tell you all.
I think your granddad sort of looks at you and then looks at your parents who are sitting there expectantly, and he says, Eileen, the lad's just got in. Why don't we let him unpack his bags? He may not be staying for a while, but we'll just let him have a time, eh?
Oh, I don't actually have any bags. All my stuff is, it's complicated.
Your mother says, that's okay. The room's exactly as you left it.
Oh, good. What I have to say is probably quite important, but you should probably prepare yourself for it. It's some big news.
I think that your mother looks down at your arm, which is got that scar on it, and she sort of puts her hand to her mouth and goes, "Oh, we'll be ready. We'll just take some time." And you get the impression, you don't need to roll anything, you get the impression that she is absolutely barking up the wrong tree here.
Yeah.
But your granddad has just a bit of a feeling, and he sort of ushers you upstairs.
Yep.
To the two that are on the rooftop. You've seen Banji be swarmed by hugs from all sides and then taken inside. And I feel that you could probably see people moving backwards and forwards through just through the windows.
Yeah.
There's definitely activity, but you can't really tell what's going on.
Well, can you see anything, Nuro? I'm just seeing a lot of people.
They just gave him a big hug. Nothing looked suspicious. They're just moving around. I think they're just talking.
Can you send him a message?
Of course.
Can he send him back?
Yes, but also it's up to Ash because my call from afar only works with NPCs, technically.
So I'm going to, because you have to roll for it, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I would love a roll out of you here. It would be wonderful.
Someone else gets it. Just like
Quit giving the people spoilers.
Your mum starts hearing voices in her head.
All right.
Oh,
That's an 11.
Okay.
yes.
Spicy meatball.
0 negative outcomes. I think, Banji, as soon as you're like in your room, like you take like one step in and all of a sudden you hear Nuro who says,
Banji, are you okay in there? We're just outside.
Nuro, what are you doing in my head?
Well, I get 2, so
yeah, perfect. Thank you for burning the first one. Love that. Standard firebender.
I guess I'll send it says premonition of danger, but I guess I will want to send a feeling or like an image of us watching Banji go into the house and like us kind of just like preparing for the worst, I guess. So you get a feeling from Nero that Tomo and I are like standing by. But I guess, is this the first time that Nero's done that to Banji?
Yeah, directly into his head. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because they've been
okay,
together
that's
all the
Yeah,
time.
but you've only done it to Yanni, actually.
Yeah, Yanni, yeah.
In my brain, it happened in the foggy swamp, but we don't know that story yet. So who knows?
Does it, so you can't tell him words? It's not like a conversation.
No, that like the first one I did was Banji, like, are you
Okay.
okay? And then,
First one's words, second one's premonition of danger.
yeah.
My bad.
Are they hugging you too tight?
I was gonna say like I would like Tomo would be trying to would say to Nuro like let him know that if he's in trouble like open the front window and that'd be a signal for us to come in intervene, something like that.
Would you be okay with that?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you
that's-
just show him where you are in relation to his house.
That's the premonition of if there is danger, this is how
Yeah,
you...
that this is where we are, so like get our signal from this angle or whatever. Yeah, that's kind of what I was going for.
I like that the image is presented in like a child's drawing, like in crayon, and it's just like the house on fire, and Bundy's like, "Help me, help me!" in the stick
Oh my
figure
god,
form.
we're communicating in gifs.
Are they going to burn
Sorry,
down my
gifs.
house?
Oh, no,
Oh no!
he's outed himself. We know.
This
We
is
now
a
know.
GIF household. Even though this is your house.
You and your gifs and your memes, you can stay right over there. Thank you.
That was disgusting.
Worse than this? Worse than this? That's a 7 actually. I might keep that for later.
Not how it works. Lucas.
Yeah. Can I respond at all, or
To the second one, I don't think you can.
No, essentially, it's like they forearm and prepare themselves to face the worst.
Yes.
I guess.
cool? So Banji's just sort of like, what was that? What just happened?
You look. You've heard about this often.
Yeah.
Maybe like you could just like peek out the window or something like. And
He like pulls the blinds aside and just sort of like,
yeah.
And sees them on the road.
Just like arm waving.
Tomo just goes
Yeah,
straight down.
straight. And it probably yanks me down too. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
cool. And then Banji just sort of, is his granddad in the room as well, or is he by himself?
I think he sort of like ushered you up, and he's standing out in the hallway for the moment.
Yeah, cool. So Banji's just sort of, you know that thing when you have like bad news and you're trying to put it off and you're sort of walking around just sort of fiddling with things like toys on the table and adjusting the chair at his desk and wiping dust off the bed that's not even existent. It's just sort of like,
There's two things that I want to do here. One, I want to outline that your grandfather is not making his way into your room to begin with while you're doing this.
Yep.
And two is Nuro, because you just use some of your spirit psychic powers, you become very, very acutely aware of like just a little bit of sort of residual like energy around. Arturo's really unsettled. Like you realize that he's hopping from foot to foot.
Okay, so is he? And he's with us.
He's with you. Yeah.
Okay, I think. Nuro. Is it okay if you want me to go?
Yeah, I yes.
Yeah, I think Nuro like pulls back from a really intense concentration on Banji and looks to the beside them, and Arturo, you're hopping around like mad there.
Arturo, if you need to go to the bathroom, just go ahead. It's fine.
I think I gotta eat to do that. Maybe that is what I'm feeling. I don't know. This is, the vibes.
We know the vibe.
There's weird vibes.
What do you mean? You mean at Banji's place?
No, maybe.
Well,
I don't know.
I think Nuro just like picks Arturo up and just like kind of points him around.
Yep.
And you see his feet that were shifting. They keep moving.
Yeah.
And there is a direction. And as you sort of move, like... It definitely, he does it a little bit more in Banji's house direction, but you realize that his feet really start going.
Yeah, I like to imagine that when his feet start kicking, or maybe the branch tingles a little bit at my side as well, maybe.
In that case, you get your double vibes when he's looking at the volcano.
The volcano. Okay.
Vibe confirmed.
Vibe. I think, Nuro just kind of like slowly puts Arturo back. Probably on their shoulder and just like keeps patting them to calm down. Over there, right? And Nuro just points up at the big volcano.
He says, as much as his feet gave it away, he goes, I don't know. There's just vibes.
I mean, there's always vibes near a volcano.
We're going to duck over to Minh Fang. How long do you let her lead you through this path towards the onsen?
If she can roll something, I don't know. I'm not sure. I think Min's intention was to distract her enough for people to get away, but now he's sort of looking for a moment to ditch. But he kind of feels bad. You know what I mean?
You realise she hasn't looked back once to see if anyone's following.
Yeah, but he's like, but she's really nice. I feel he's so conflicted, and he's like, he doesn't really know what to do now. He's like,
Now, this grove was planted a really, really long time ago, and you'll notice the trees are actually really different from the rest of the trees on the island. So we know that they're not indigenous, but somehow they really make this area, and they bring that really good spiritual vibe,
Not really. I kind of struggle with the spirit thing.
Oh, I thought, you sort of had the look of, someone that knows really a lot about spirits, and I thought that maybe that was just a bit about you. But...
no, maybe you just ate something.
Oh. And she looks a little bit shocked for a second. She's like, oh. And you see her turn around and go, and breathe in it is it something wrong?
I'm imagining like a chorus of like animals and creatures like sha la 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 la, don't be shy.
So Daisala, can you give me some? What's this? And now he's sort of like, all right, well, how can I turn this to my advantage? Or what can I actually progress something here? And he's going to find some information about this island because maybe that will send him in the direction of the book.
Yeah, ask your questions.
So Daisella, what is Caldon like? What's the history? Because it's not on any maps, right? So I've never been here before.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a pretty small island considering, and it really does just seem to be an amalgamation of people. There are people from all walks that started here. I mean, obviously for the last 100 years or so, it's all been Fire Nation, Hobbs. But, it's one of those things that we're so far out on the map compared to everybody else that, it just became almost like a meeting place of, and boiling pot's not the right word to use, but just...
One of them, forever stews, right?
One of those forever stews. That's it.
Right. Okay. But, how long's people been here? What's what's the deal? Oh, I don't know. That wasn't an answer I expected. So sorry.
That's okay.
Okay, so is this an important place? To royalty? I know there's hot springs here. Are these special hot springs, spiritual hot springs?
There is a rumor that the Fire Lord Sozin used to like coming here, but the reality is that that we're nowhere special like that. And it's just sort of one of those rumors that goes around.
Oh, I think every place is special if you think hard enough. Come on, what's the secret? What's the What's the hidden truth of the island?
Roll plead.
That's fair. Harmony. 6, 1, 1. That's an 8.
Okay.
They need something more, evidence that this is the right course of action, guidance making the right choices, or resources to aid them.
In this case, it's not that she's holding something from you, it's that you haven't given her the right sort of impetus to have that next thought for what you're thinking.
Okay, well, I guess to show something more, I will commit to walking the path where she's taking me with her. So I will walk ahead and continue on. Like, yeah, show me more.
Okay. In that case, while she's thinking, there is one kind of special thing about the island I find is the volcano has...
Yeah, tell me about that, actually. That's really interesting to me.
Well, it's...
Specifically.
It's always been active, but...
Wait, it's active?
Yeah, but it's never, ever caused any damage. Any time that it has gone off, it's always missed the town, it's always gone down the other side, or it's always just settled itself down.
That is fascinating. Tell me more about these events.
Yeah.
When was the last one?
Oh, like a week ago? Not even?
What? The volcano went off a week ago?
Well, I mean, again, off's a strong term. Like, it sometimes just sort of, like, bubbles over. Like, I don't know if that's how you call it.
He looks to the mountain and he's like, yeah, you can see the line of the igneous rock that's melted and gone across. I hope that's right. Jessie hopes that's right.
Just like the Fry meme, she narrows her eyes. And no, she pointed out, she goes, yeah, that's exactly it. So that rim is new. But it's, so the island's always ever just slightly changing, but it's never changed so dramatically that, I mean, in my entire life, I've never noticed it.
Right. Is there any sort of, like, legends as to why that is? Like it's a spirit under there or something like that. This sort of...
You know what's weird? That's the very first time that thought has ever crossed my mind.
Huh.
And she sort of looks puzzled for a second. Huh.
It's probably... I mean, like I said, I'm not really good with the spirit stuff, but, like, it's probably that, you know?
I mean, see, and I think she sort of... she smiles at me and she goes, there is a little bit more to you than... You want to let on?
Please. I'm just a funny guy. I'm just a funny guy from somewhere else that's friends with your friend Banji.
Yeah, and so Banji actually turns around. This is the very first time she notices that there's no one else there. Oh, we've...
Yeah, sorry, they all went to, like, I think his house or something.
Oh.
Yeah, it was quite important that... I mean, he hasn't seen his family in a long time.
Well, that's a shame because we're basically here. She points and just past a couple of trees further up, you see the onsen.
Oh, this is the springs.
Yeah, I mean, well, we've been walking for about 20 minutes now.
Cool. Well, I will see you later then. That's really nice. Thanks for showing me around.
Oh, you're I mean, I'm certain I can go back and get the others, and you can just get a head start here if you like.
Oh, are you going in the onsen? I didn't.
But that's what you came to the island for, wasn't it?
Yeah. That is. But, like, I thought we would, you know, like, I just assumed we were going to go in the evening, you know, like evening.
Oh, because you said before that you wanted me to take you.
Oh, I didn't say that. Someone else did, I think.
She's now looking very confused and mildly dejected, like she hasn't actually helped.
Oh, no, thank you so much. Like, because I didn't know my way around the island, and now I do, and I think they just got distracted and went off. So I should go find them and make sure they're okay, and then we'll see you back here in the evening, right?
Oh, so you're coming back? And Banji's coming back as well?
I imagine.
And she sort of picks up again. I'm going to get you to roll trick.
Oh, well, I actually think I do want to come back in the evening.
That's fine.
Truth be told.
Yeah.
So I'm not tricking her.
Yeah, still trick.
Yeah, all right.
You're trying to politely excuse yourself from this situation.
Oh, that's a 10. Why is this? Why is this happening to?
I'm so proud of you.
Like, soft know someone. This is like the least stakes involved. Like, 10, 8.
Well, no, to be fair...
All right, I'll tell you what I want.
Well, I'm just trying to let you know that it's not so much that it's soft stakes, because the more attention you raise to yourself on the island, the worse it may end up.
Well, okay, all right. So, they stumble. I think I just take one forward, acting against them.
Yep. Next
because
next time you're rolling,
You know,
you
the
get a
old
+1.
FANG charms worked. And overcommit's a bit boring because I don't know how you overcommit to, I'll be here at nighttime, and then she just walks in and it's like, I'll stay here all day. No. I think they act foolishly. Yeah, there's an additional opportunity that they give me. I'm sorry to throw that on you, but
Okay. No, I'll tell you what it is. She says, well, this is sort of my family onsen. So
that makes a lot of sense.
You know, we run it. This is where I live. So if you're back this evening, maybe I'll see you then.
Yeah, probably. Great.
And she smiles. And if there was any doubt before, there is none now.
Minh flashes a smile back, sort of awkwardly, and finger guns. Cool. Great. Well, it's a date. We'll see you.
She smiles even wider.
Myself, my friends, Banji, we'll see you this evening. Yeah?
And she remains smiling.
Cool. Have a good afternoon. See you at dinner time, I guess. Do you guys do food here? Or should we get food before coming up here?
I mean, no, we definitely do food here. And the whole time she's been carrying a basket. That was what she was in town for.
Yes, the groceries, of course. So sorry. I'm going to stop embarrassing myself. Good day.
She chuckles, a slight giggle, and waves at you as you depart.
Or the fish in the sauna's like, can we come out now? Please, it's really warm.
I think Minh, as he walks down, he's like going to get out of eye line from her and just be like, oh man, what am I doing? What is happening? I did not have this much Riz. This is out of control.
Charisma's not a stat in this game. How have I got it?
Is that what Riz is short for?
Yeah.
That's literally just blown my entire mind right now. I have no idea. I thought Riz was just a thing that someone made up. No. Wow. All right. Sorry. Continue.
Minh sort of looks gets, as he's out of eye line now, he's going to actually take a proper look at the volcano. Because it's kind of, she's like, it's constantly active, and he's like, that's not a real thing. I know volcanoes. That's not okay. So he just wants to look at it, and I don't know. I guess I'm just going to assess the situation.
Yeah, I'll give you a +1 because you are the volcano boy.
Volcano boy. Well, we're just burning the midnight oil here, folks. That's
Better than the midnight
11.
volcano.
That's an 11. So I'd like to ask.
So this is going to be a complete swap. We're going to have Nuro and Nuro and Tomo.
I'm just going to do a quick check.
This is actually an omen for you guys.
No, I'm okay.
What should I be on the lookout for is my first question. And my second question here is, what here can I use to find the Book of War?
Bold of you to assume the Book of War is here.
Well, this is specifically what Minh...
Sounds to me like you got a vibe.
But, no, but like, I promise you I'm not trying to metagame.
Got a vibe.
Like,
He's got a vibe.
A reason...
Got a vibe.
He's got a vibe.
Please. The reason we agreed to come here,
Vibe.
at least in Minh's eyes and understanding, was that, yes, we're going here to see Banji's family, but more importantly, the Book of War is here.
Yeah, he's got a vibe. All right. So the first thing that you're on the lookout for is that you see that the channels that exist in this volcano,
Like on the mountainside?
on the mountainside that would take it down, that would fly out to the sea, are not a standard shape. Normally, when you see certain channels, there's natural eddies within the rock that a lava flow might move down. That sometimes are put there, sometimes they're made over time. These almost look like they move at right angles at points, like they're too almost mechanical in nature.
Okay. Interesting.
Weird.
The second part is that you sort of look it up, and with this amount of chutzpah that you have been filled with from a couple of good rolls, you're like, I could make it. I could do that.
I could do what?
I reckon I could find some sort of way into or around that volcano.
Yeah,
I could do that.
absolutely I could.
Absolutely I could.
Do I want to do that now? No, I really should join up with everyone else. I'm going to try and make my way to where I saw
You
them.
keep rolling like this, you're just going to come back. Hey guys, got the Book of War. What are you guys doing?
How you
chat.
going?
Is your family nice?
Ready to
Nice to meet
go.
you.
All right. Yep. Thanks, everyone. Bunji's back on the job. Yeah, I think Min's just like, yeah, it's got to be. Like, that's the only thing. The only thing about this island, as far as he can tell, is this volcano. So he's like, it's got to be there, and I reckon I can get up in there. So now he's got like a lead in his brain, so he's
Yeah.
going to go find the others.
Like, in the same way that a really good rock climber will pick which rocks they're going to grab and like their path that they're going to move up, you do much the same. It's not quite that dramatic, but you're just like, right, if I move up that hill and then move up there and then round about there, I reckon I could make the top or find somewhere else to look around. Yeah, I reckon that'd work.
Cool.
And you, in essence, formulate your plan as you walk back to the village.
Sweet. Thank you.
Banji.
Yep. So, Grandad, what are you doing just standing outside my room? Are you guarding me?
No, lad. It's just a I've missed you. It's as simple as that.
I've missed you too, Grandad. It's really great to see you.
And may sound weird coming from your old granddad, but I am very concerned that maybe you're just gonna take off really quickly. So I'm just soaking it in.
Aye, well, you've kind of hit it on the head, Grandad. This isn't so much of a homecoming as it is just a visit. I've got some things that I need to do and people that are very close to me and they're relying on me as well. And I needed to make sure that you were all safe.
I may be old, but I think I can keep the family safe.
I know you can. I learnt from the best.
Wee bit of advice, lad. Maybe just take a bit of time, hey, before you give any grand news, eh?
Right, you're probably right. I don't want to burden anyone else with what I've got going on. So, I'll take time, Grandad. That's good advice.
I think at this point he takes one very cautious step into the room, and you remember that he always used to do this. It was almost like he would give you your space, and that very cautious first step was a chance for you to say, get out. And I don't think you ever did. But he did it every time, one very slow step, and then once he did, he walks over and he sits down on your bed. Just remember, lad, if you ever need to share a burden, your granddad's here.
Well, I mean, I do have news, and I just assumed that you would all know by now, but, I mean, do you want to hear it, or do you want me to wait until I got Mum and Dad as well?
I think he pats the bed next to you.
Banji goes and sits down.
There are 3 things I can think of. I don't want to hear many of them, but some are worse than others. Go on. Give us your worst.
Well, you know what, I mean, I don't know what you know in terms of how the position that I was in the army, because it was quite secretive, and so I'm not really sure, but I've done some things.
He puts a hand on your shoulder and smiles. And he says, "Aye, that's the nature of service, lad. Sometimes you... Look, I'm not proud of everything I did. I'm not. But I understand."
Right, well, I was asked to go somewhere and do something, and this is going to be hard to say. I was asked to kill a child, and I couldn't do it, Grandad. I looked in their face and I just couldn't do it. And all I could do was think to protect them and run away. And I know there's so many people that are going to be ashamed of me. And I know that you and Mum and Dad are probably going to turn your back on me. And I that's what I thought was going to happen when I came back here. I thought that you'd all just turn your backs, but you're not. Everybody's still here.
He stops you and just gives you a big old hug.
And Banji starts crying, I think. He does. He starts crying. He's like weeping into his granddad's shoulder.
And he doesn't say a word. He just holds on to you and he rubs your back. And you have forgotten. Like, it all comes back to you in this moment as you're sobbing. Just the connection that you have had with your family. Yet another moment of Banji's family that he just never seems to be a true part of.
Grandad, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
Is it desertion then? You just turn your back on the mission?
Aye. That's what they said.
And once he thinks that it's time, he pulls you away and says, that could be smoothed over, lad. It's fine. We'll get you back into the military.
Oh. I can't go back, Grandad. I can't do it again. I've the things that we do that I don't know if you've seen the world out there, but the things that the Fire Nation are doing are not okay, and I have to fight against it now. It's not just desertion in the sin. It's not just desertion in the way that I left my post. I'm fighting against the Fire Nation now.
You see his face cloud over. Like, just the expression leaves it as he tries to process what you've just said. And once again, he doesn't say anything.
Do you understand what I mean, Grandad? Like, you were in the army. You said that you were ashamed of things that you've done. You've seen the dark things that the Fire Nation are doing out there. How can we not fight against it?
He takes a really long time to respond. You know, lad, I asked the exact same question of someone very important once. And they said to me, unless we really, really do what we got to do, the world won't get better. Now, you'd hardly, and he brings back that smile that, again, you can tell that it's more put on than it was before. You'd hardly be the first person to find fault in what's going on, eh? And we always found a place for them. You're a talented lad with your firewalls, right? That's, I'm certain we can just put you on the defensive line somewhere.
No, Grandad, I don't think you're hearing what I'm saying. I'm not going back to the army.
Would you rather stay here? I'm confident I could get that arm written up and written off as a war injury. You'll be fine. They'll never come looking. You could just stay here with your family.
That sounds great, Grandad, but when I left the Fire Nation army, I took on a new responsibility. I took on a ward, a charge who needs my protection, and we have a mission to complete, one that I think is really going to help the world. Not this propaganda that the Fire Nation keeps putting out, something that we're going to do that's really going to help.
And he looks at you very seriously and says, Banji, what could be more important than family?
That's just it, Grandad. They are family. The people that I'm with now, they're my family. They're my brothers. I love them as much as I love you guys. And I hope you still love me.
Banji, It'd be impossible not to love you. Where is this family? Bring him in. Yama would like to meet him.
Oh, that's a good point. I don't actually know where they are. I probably should have been paying attention.
Let's flash over to the two on the rooftop.
They're just looking at me.
Just staring.
Lost in the street.
No, we're a while before Minh gets back to places.
sure, okay.
That will happen, absolutely. But to begin with, I think you're staring directly at this window, being like, "Was that? Did the handle move? Did it crack open a little bit?
Come
What's
on,
that?"
did you see it?
No, he knows too much. Burn it all down. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I think Tomo's just really looking.
You
as
haven't got the place wiretapped.
Right
Oh,
there.
have I? It's been like 5 minutes, right?
It's been about 20, I reckon.
No, I think Tomo.
He tapped on the glass, right?
I'm not sure. I think Tomo's rather looking. Is going to look on the peripheries now, like kind of what's the area like around on the street? Are there any new unusual movements around the house?
In about 20 minutes' time, there'll be unusual movements as Minh Fang's trying to figure
Yeah,
out where it's going.
I think while you're looking around, Nero's just like, the curtain moved. Are they tussling? What's going on in there?
Nuro, it's okay. It's okay as long as we're here. Banji can look after himself. I'm not worried about what his family's going to do to him. I'm more worried about anyone else showing up. And as long as we're looking out for that, I think he'll be okay.
Okay.
You don't need to roll. It is all quiet in the streets. It's almost upsettingly Pleasantville around here.
Yeah.
Like, people are being friendly when they meet each other in the street. You see someone drop something and about 3 people immediately rush over to help. Like, there is nothing but...
Yeah. I think like Nero's just watching this and kind of, I think, understanding a little bit more about Banji. I think from just the environment that he grew up in. If that is the case in which everyone just knows each other and there's such an ease there, Banji, like as much of an awkward loser as he can be sometimes, he has an ease with people and a charisma with people. And
Sometimes.
So yeah, I think that's really interesting. I think just Nero's just like kind of. Wow, this is where Banji came from.
Be on your guard, Nuro. It's a little bit too fandabby-doozy around here.
You're right about that. Too fandabby-doozy.
As time goes on, eventually you do in fact see Minh Fang. He gets back to roughly where you all parted, and then he's completely and utterly lost because he's the only person that did not see where Banji walked off to.
Sudi, go. And I'd sort of like just hurl.
Fast food special.
Sooty does that thing that some spiders do where they glide on the wind.
Right.
But the mouse part's a little bit like, like what do I do? But yeah, I think that you feel Sooty on your shoulder.
Hi. How you doing? Catch any good flies lately? You can't talk. What's up? Where's the gang?
You look and you see that there is a strand of web that's sort of heading in a straight line, pretty much.
And then you just see like 4 little fingers just go, and then just like a little poke.
You see the hair long before you see the
Yeah,
eyes.
and then just the mound of massive.
And a quick tug from Tomo.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I sort of lean and I'm like, hey guys.
Tomo just slaps his forehead.
This is secret ops business, man.
I can't hear you. You're too far away.
This is secret ops business, man.
I reckon Banji is this.
Tomo just like shakes his head and like stands up.
Where is he? Where? Just point me to the door.
Minh Fang, it's all
We're
right.
waiting for a sign.
Sooty starts like scurrying off like, this way.
We're coming down, Minh Fang. We're coming down. Come on, Nuro.
I start following where Sooty's pointing. I'm like,
Banji's been in there with his family. It's been quiet so far.
oh, they're probably hugging and crying and being all mushy and stuff. Let's just hurry this along. Knock on the door.
You are right, though, Tomo. This is all too fan-dabby-do.
Oh, it's just a backwater. Don't worry about it. Plenty of them in the Earth Kingdom. Hi!
Banji's dad is at the door. He says, "Who are you?"
Sorry,
Why, hi there. Really nice to meet you.
Don't let the question know.
just what?
We are friends of Banji.
Banji.
Yes,
friends of the
Well,
Banji.
he's my best friend.
You're really the best friend over here.
My best friend. More than the other two.
I lean into Tomo,
Okay,
Hang on, so who are we speaking to?
Oh, me, I'm just
Mr. McBlaze. No, would it be Mr. McBlaze?
Do we know?
Hey, Mr. McBlaze.
Well, we know Banji's name is McBlaze,
Oh,
right?
sure. Yeah. I lean into Tom and I'm like, I can't understand a single word he's saying.
Can't have any friends about you, can't have it here. Come on in.
Tom does a respectful bow. Thank
Why,
you.
yes, the weather is quite nice today.
Hey, man, I feel about the table.
No, we're okay. I've got enough layers on, thanks.
Lynn says, I'll prepare a cup of fresh pot of tea.
That would be lovely, Lady McBlaze. Sorry. That would be lovely, Lady McBlaze, I presume.
Are you a shoes on or shoes off household?
I think he says, whatever the fire lord wants these days, who cares? Make yourselves at home.
I don't even have shoes. And Nero just walks right in.
I think I respectfully take my shoes off, and that's not any better though because he's an earthbender, so like his feet are dirty.
So are they wearing shoes or not wearing shoes? This is the important point here.
They are wearing shoes.
And then Tomo's going to keep his shoes on, and I think Tomo is. Can I get a
vibe.
You got a vibe?
Nah, you know what? It's fine. Let's like the Tomo's just gonna.
No. Go on, Tomo. Do it. Do the thing. What do you got for me?
I like. There's nice, and then there's like nice because we want you to be nice and comfortable before we, So like, I'm just trying to.
You want to pick up some Texas Chainsaw Massacre vibes? Is that what
Pretty
you got?
much. It's just too Fendabi doozy.
Banji was playing the long con.
Can you imagine? 34 episodes in.
Is it Resident Evil 7 that this exact situation happened? It's something like that.
Nuro, I'm the Fire Lord.
Yeah, this is just young Ozai.
Why do you think those firewalls were always in front of Ozai? You could never saw his face. Guys, you've spoiled my big secret. That's the end of the
And I
episode.
knew
Bye,
it. The
everybody.
accent was
Bye.
fake the whole time.
Wait. He's shirtless in the last episode of Avatar, and he has no burns on his arms, so he can't be Ozai.
You're forgetting spirit water can heal
No,
super scars.
not that one. We know.
I'm the
We
secret
know.
third brother, Brozai.
Why would he be him, Brozai?
But also, he was hanging out with his his older brother for like a month.
Actually, technically, he's the youngest. He's Brozalon. I meant to follow that up.
I mean, I don't know if you need me to roll for it, but like, I mean, obviously this woman is as...
I want you to roll assess the situation.
Come on, Tomo.
Okay. Assess his creativity.
That's creativity.
9.
You may ask one question, sir.
What is the biggest threat here? Like, is it...
Yeah, that's what I would have tried.
Is it the hug that's too firm, or the bread that's like too soft and buttery? Like,
No, you realize that the biggest threat is that they are being very friendly towards you. Like, yes, but you also get the impression like they haven't looked at Minh, FANG and thought, oh, that's an earthbender. You realize that they are far too busy to really have a good look at the three of you and identify that you're not Fire Nation.
Well, luckily, Min's got the amber eyes.
Yes.
Luckily, and he is wearing Fire Nation clothes.
Yes,
so
you most certainly are at a
his
superficial
hair
level.
might give him away. It's a bit too like curly and luscious. Fire Nation's very straight.
And the dirty feet.
Oh, true.
We also have, are you still Pippin Papslops Acopoulos?
I think I've lost. I think canonically, I'm going to stick with the. I lost the beard. Like in that scene, there was just like a beard floating. I don't imagine that a hand was doing it. So I think I'm in old man clothes, but without the beard.
Okay. Yeah. Tomo, you get the impression that if they were to like sit down and properly look, they might be able to identify that they are not, in fact, Fire Nation. They know you're not local, so a few little things can go by, but...
I think Tomo sort of getting this, it will sort of... it is so nice to be back behind the front lines. We have been away deep... Actually, forgive me, Lady McBlaze.
Just call me Lynn.
Lynn. Banji probably haven't told you much of what he's been doing.
Hey, it's a big old secret.
It is, and unfortunately, we need to keep that up, if you know what I mean.
I...
National security and all that. Yeah.
But
Well,
suffice
they
to
did say
say,
he had some big news.
yes.
And we will leave that for him to tell.
It is not our place to say. We're just here to support him because he is very dear to us.
Aye, mum's the word. And she puts a finger to her lips. I keep a secret.
May we sit down?
Oh, I assumed that everyone was already seated. I think that here you go. He's the greatest danger. Banji's dad has almost forcibly sat you down in the good chairs as the teas and breads and cheeses and whatever else are coming out.
And there's no shake. There's nothing behind the eyes. Like there's no sweat. There's like nothing. Like they're so.
I am trying to find the easiest way to say that no, the dog does not pull back the curtain to show an old man.
Well, here's a question. Min's probably used to like going to different nobilities' homes and like getting attended to. Is he getting like nobility vibes, or is he getting like?
Absolutely not. These are. You get the strong impression that these are farm people.
Salt of the earth,
Sure. Well, but I mean, even like he's a long line of military history, so like even then, there's some. Is it more like that sort of regimen of a household, or is it more that they're just simple people and they're being hospitable because that's what they do?
It's definitely
not where. Being hospitable because that's what you do when you come here and our guests go here and they sit here and we get them tea. It's more like full earner.
They're just like
between the roles that everyone has had so far, I know the question that you're asking, is this some sort of facade that they're putting on and they're actually much more important than they seem?
Oh, not even that, or just like the fact that they know more than they're letting on.
Absolutely not. Okay. Absolutely not. You have said that you are friends of Banji and they are treating you exactly as they would any friend. Matter of fact, I think it's up to you, of course, Ted, but at some point Banji's got to come back down and the spread that you see in front of them, you remember, you get one of those flashback pangs from when you're a kid being like, oh, my friends have come around and this is what they would be served.
Yeah.
There is nothing different.
Yeah.
None of you know that, but for Ted, it's like, oh, for Banji, it's,
Well, I must say, Ms. McBlaze, I must say, Lynn, this is a lovely spread you've put out. We haven't eaten this well in, a long time.
I do miss good Fire Nation food.
Banji, you have re-entered the scene.
Yeah, so Banji, I'm assuming upstairs because I'm establishing as a second story house.
You've said it many times.
Yeah. Guys, I didn't realize you'd followed me in.
Oh, we didn't.
Hi there at the front door and they just came in.
Yeah, I mean, make yourself a home. This is my home, guys, and my family, and mom and dad. These are my
Were your friends?
Friends.
Yeah. We've served long enough together to be friends, Banji.
Family, even.
Served long enough, right?
Your grandfather heard both the words served long enough and family, and once again has that glossy look over his face.
Served long enough and family. They're right. And mom, dad, this is
my name is I can't think of another name right now.
You got 3.
No, it's funny because I'm
2.
Jojo Fang. Nice
1.
to meet you, which is his name that he gave at the start. So I'm also Jojo. I'm Jojo Fang. Nice to meet you.
And this is...
Ghost and Firefox.
And the wee one is...
Do. You can call me Do.
Do, like, the...
Dugong.
Yeah, do...
Wait, hold on.
Do you like a dugong horse? That's not the right language.
That was actually
was
pretty
Irish,
good.
yeah.
actually.
That was
That
Irish.
was a good Irish.
Yeah, it's great Irish. Wrong there. Do you mean like a dugong horse? That's still Irish.
Yeah. Dugong horse. Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah, the famous dugong horse. Yeah. And that's because they're so small. That's a... Don't... Yeah.
I think your granddad's like, I've never seen a small dugong horse.
Well, you haven't been around the world as much as I have, and as much as they have, you know. Let's just eat.
It's a long story. We'll explain it over. What time of the day is it?
Probably mid-afternoon.
We'll explain it over dinner, perhaps.
Oh, by the way, we are going up to the onsen in the evening with Dicella.
Oh, yeah.
Just so everybody is aware.
Did she say if Gray would be there? Never mind. Don't worry. I mean, he might be.
Who?
No, nobody.
Yeah,
Just-
Now tell us.
No, who's Gray?
no one. Let's move on. Let's just eat. It'll be nice.
I think Lynn leans over conspiratorially to say, "Hey, Dicella's brother."
Dicella's brother.
Mom.
Nice. Okay.
Mom, that's enough. Stop.
She leans over and conspiratorially says to Banji, "Dicella's nice too."
Mom, stop it. I've got a reputation to uphold.
Banji's very committed to his
Cause.
Yes, my cause.
He's always been scared every single time that there has been any interest from another member.
Mom, stop.
No, please, Lynn, go on. I'm loving this.
She's all smiles. This is the pulling out the photo album that all mums do, of course.
No, actually, I'd love to see the old family portraits if you've got them. It'd be wonderful.
Jojo, that's enough.
Goes over to the drawer and starts pulling out all the sketches that have been done, all the brush paintings.
What brushwork on this one? I like this one. Banji, I didn't know you were so small.
So I feel like in this family dynamic, his grandfather Tomo would pick up that his grandfather is the only one who may actually be. I use the word threat possibly a threat.
I wouldn't necessarily say threat specifically,
Only the father, right?
but you notice that he's the only one not sitting down.
Yes, yeah. So I think Tomo's going to keep an eye on him for trying to read his expression as this plays out.
I think your mother, at some point after you embarrassingly try to take all the bits of parchment away, eventually says, "So you got to tell us this news."
Oh,
Oh, surely we can save that till tomorrow.
yeah, I think Mom, I'm very tired, and I think I said to the guys that I'd show them the onsen. So, and Dicella and Gray are up there waiting for us. So I think we should probably. We don't want to keep waiting.
Oh no, no. That's happening in the evening. That's after dinner.
Let's
Don't
go
worry.
for a walk.
What? I don't want to waste all this good food.
Right. Well, I'll tell you the news tomorrow, Mum. We'll eat up and then we'll go.
She looks mildly worried, but she also knows when not to push a thing. So before too long, everyone has eaten what could only be described as their absolute fill. The entire time, for some reason, no one mentions Arturo, who's still sitting on Neuro's shoulder. Mm-hmm. But Arturo doesn't say anything either. He just keeps wiggling from side to side and not saying anything out loud.
I think, is this what's the environment of this meal like? What is it?
I picture a big square table. I picture that there is it's not a rectangle, it's an actual square, and it's smack bang in the middle of the kitchen.
Sure. Sorry, I meant like more like the vibe of the family interacting with everyone and chatting.
Other than dear old dad, with whom no one can understand except for Banji, there is some joviality in regards to there continues to be poking and prodding of Banji's childhood. There continues to be making sure that everyone's... Even Tomo, you are almost force-fed some of the food to make sure that you're getting enough.
Yep.
In that way that you cannot say no to a mother when they're just like, no, have another bite. You just can't say no.
Yep.
And you probably for the first time in a while, all of you actually feel kind of safe. Like it's very easy to let your hair down here because nothing for the last however long, you don't feel like there is someone about to step out from the corner behind you and stab you back, if only for half an hour.
It's weird. I think this family dynamic is so different to what Min's used to. And I think it sort of hits him and he's like, oh, this is really nice.
I think the key component that snaps everybody into that moment is Tomo laughs.
Yeah, I think Tomo would just... At first, it was a play. You know, at first it was like, okay, this is, deep cover. But I think Tomo goes in real deep because he's never ever had this before.
Yeah.
It's like stepping into like an alternate reality where this is what family feels like.
And it is a genuine laugh at a joke that is told at Banji's expense. And I think all of you sort of straighten up because it's that that moment you realize, what was that? Like, has it really been that long already? Like, it feels like we just sat down.
What? And we look out the window and like it's darker now.
No, it's not quite that extreme.
Okay.
But no, just more time flies when you're having fun vibes.
Okay. All right.
I think Min sort of gets quiet towards the end. He's just sort of like, he's having some mixed feelings about it all.
When you can see Banji when he's telling stories about what you guys what we've all done, but he's obviously leaving out the details of at the behest of people not the Fire Nation.
Your mother and father are enraptured. Your grandfather is also listening, but you get the impression that he is looking for the bits that you're leaving out.
And Banji's more animated than you've ever seen him before. So he's doing the big grand gestures and he's laughing and pointing and being doing all that kind of
we nearly killed a person. Twice, at least, I think. Oh, you should have seen those two faces.
The stories continue. And the stories get louder. And the laughter gets louder. And again, that flash of time happens until you realize the sun is now properly setting. And Minh Fang, I think it's you with this strange sense of, what do you call it?
Ennui.
I was going to say obligation, and this strange sense of obligation to this girl that, is waiting for you. And the moment that you think of it, I think that the same thought pops into Banji's head and says, well, Gray might be there. And you realize it's probably about time to make your way to the onsen. And as you all shuffle out the door and begin your way, still full of mirth and merriment overall, and as Banji's mother and father begin to clean up the kitchen and the mess, and with smiles on their face at having had such a wonderful time with their son and his friends, Banji, your granddad, pulls a furrowed brow and looks in the direction of the volcano.
The Book of War is Lucas Lee as Tomo, Georgie Hazel as Nuro, Ted Darling as Banji, myself Jesse Thomas as Minh Fang, and Ash Cooper as our Game Master, Grand Master of the White Lotus. The theme song and outro, as well as the Caldon theme, are both by Matt Harrison, and additional sound effects and music are from zapsplat.com. Another very special announcement, we have our own set of dice now. We've just started a collaboration with M3 Dice, and Ash over there has been absolutely incredible to us and is making some wonderful products. So go and check them out. You can find them at m3dice.com, and that's the number 3. And yeah, you can get your own set of Banji dice, you can get your own set of Nuro dice if you love those characters and really want to rep the show in your regular home games. You can even get a full D7 set if you want everybody's dice. It's so hard to choose. They're all amazing. I personally just ordered the Minh FANG dice for the show and the Goose Monkey dice because they are just my favorite ones. They're incredible. The next episode will be out on July 13th, so we will see you then.
It's funny because growing up, my mum is, I'm Scottish and my mum is Scottish and she has a very strong accent. And all my friends would just do that. When they'd mock my mum, they'd be like, and it's like,
now, technically, if you slow down what I said, you can interpret what was
you can just talk as
Are you sure about
Hard
that, sir?
disagree.
Hey, you put this in 0.5 speed and they're actual words. Hello, Banji. How are you today? That's what it says.
Yeah, well.
Where Banji are you today?
I'm good, Dad. How are you?
I'm back from school.